Good, beautiful, frosty February morning here. Chris Shipley, Shipley Pest Solutions. Today, Saturday, getting up, we're going to go and kill some powder post beetles. I found them on an inspection I did for a customer, and it's in a garage that has taken, it's an old farmhouse. This property is an old farmhouse. They're refinancing, updating it. It's got numerous garages on the property. This specific garage, just typical weathering. It's taken water damage over the years, hasn't been maintained, and so I'll show you where the powder post is coming in. I'll show you how to distinguish between live, so active powder post, and inactive powder post, because this has both. And so yeah, we'll bring you along on this frosty morning and show you what All right, here I am in this garage. As you can see, there's some water damage along that roof line there. So we've got old powder post. That's what these little holes look like. Okay, those little holes, when you see them in wood like this in a basement, crawl space, garage, etc., you can see them here in the wallboards as well. This is old, okay? As you can see, this is old. This is starting, you see the dust right there? You can start to see how that's a little active. And as we get down here, see how all of those down there have that yellow powder on the outside of them. Okay, that's a telltale sign that those are active. The same with over here, how they have white powder, white yellowish wood frass powder at the edge of them. That's how you know they're active. So, you can get up there. You can tell, you know, you don't see the powder. This corner over here in particular has a lot, and that is textbook powder post. You can see, you know, you're showing that light perfectly on it. You can see how that dust is coming out of the exit holes there, and there's those exit holes. You can see that dust as it emerges, as they emerge and come out. So textbook dust at the base there. You know, that post is fairly bad, but again, you can see all that. So, you know, again, so just textbook powder post beetle here in northern Indiana. All right, just got finished up with that. Talked with the customer, explained everything to them. They need to stay out of there for a few hours to let that product dry. So powder post beetles, particularly here in northern Indiana, we have the Lyctus or the Lyctid beetle. They are an important part of sort of wood decomposition. So you think of termites when you think of something that's going to eat wood. Powder post beetles are also an important part of that. And I believe they're the second most destructive, or cause the second most damage as far as wood infestation insects go. Carpenter ants are up there too, carpenter bees. But so powder post beetles. So it's a little early here. So their life cycle, those females will start to emerge here in the spring in northern Indiana. When they do, they'll lay their larvae in the wood. And then those little larvae will then begin to eat. And so as they eat, and then you get, they're like thumbtack or push pin holes that I was showing you there. And so what those are emergence holes. So as those larvae eat, then they become adults, which could take anywhere from a few months to a couple years. As they emerge, that dust will come out, and that's when they're an adult beetle. But typically what happens is the female is going to be most active here in the spring, and that's when they'll start to, you know, emerge and kind of come out. But, you know, in real estate transactions, I can't pick an ideal time to treat. And so in this particular instance, it was a refinance for them, and so they needed it done. And so it's warm enough that I could apply, and that garage was not freezing inside there. So I was able to go ahead and treat that, and, you know, that product will be absorbed into that wood, and it will be effective. We provide a 6-month warranty. And so a lot of times what I tell people, a little trick is, if you think it's active, if you can clean it up, take a vacuum, clean it up, get that dust away from there. That's how you'll know if there's new dust. It's very easy to spot. Or take a can of white spray paint over that wood. You know, it costs $3-4 at the hardware store. Well, it might be $8 now. spray over those active areas after it's been treated. Come back and check 4, 5, 6 months. See if there's any holes that are repopped. See if there's any new holes with fresh dust down below. And that's the most effective way of knowing if the treatment worked. Occasionally I will get callbacks on them. I've done treatments in the winter, December, January, February. The life cycle doesn't seem to affect really when I've treated. I've done a couple redos, but I typically don't have to. So that's a little brief rundown of them, and hope you enjoyed. Thank you.